Hello, everyone. Oh, is that too loud? Sorry.
No,
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Australian Gamers Show. Up here,
I'm Matt.
I'm Yug. Up here on the main stage, live from eGames.
Indeed.
It feels good to be back here on the main stage.
It does. It's been a while. It's been longer than a year, hasn't it?
No, less than a year, actually.
Less than a year.
It was a little bit earlier
that's
this
the
time.
same.
We should talk about what we're actually going to talk about. These are the topics that we came up with 2 minutes before we got up on stage. Unsurprisingly, we're going to talk about eGames.
We're going to be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and how it's so good for terrorism.
Movies on the PSP.
I don't remember what you wrote.
And good game,
and good
bad
game, bad game. That could be interesting.
Okay.
Do we want to start with that because it's kind of a raw topic and kind of a.
It is. Okay. No, let's start with that. Who here actually watches Good Game on ABC? Raise of hands. That's almost everyone. Excellent. All right. So, how many have actually watched it since the very first season 5 years ago? Like the hardcore fans have stuck with it through those first few years.
I think a lot of people watched it who are gamers simply because it's a gaming show. Not necessarily because they enjoyed it, but because they felt that it was for them and that they should.
I would say simply because it's the only gaming show.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the level 3 guys up there.
It's the only one that's available everywhere. Level 3 is only available in Melbourne, to my understanding.
And apart from Cyber Shack, but that doesn't count. But anyway.
Well, no, that really doesn't
But yeah,
count.
basically the main host of Good Game, Junglist, as you probably well know, has been dropped from Good Game quite suddenly, quite unexpectedly, and replaced by a very lovely-looking lady called Hex.
There's been quite a lot of fallout from that. A lot of people basically saying, they dumped the good guy for some gamer chick. I don't know anyone who would be that dismissive of her by just calling her some gamer chick, like she had nothing to offer and no talents of her own, and that she was personally responsible for what happened here. Oh, actually, you said that on Twitter, didn't you?
I don't remember, to be honest.
You did, and I was quite surprised because I thought you were unnecessarily harsh on her.
Oh, no, look, I don't have anything against her personally. I have a problem with ABC management actually basically turning around and saying, you know what would make this show way better? Let's get rid of that guy.
Yeah, let's get rid of
who's been with the series since the beginning, and let's put this woman in. So nothing against her. Oh, look, I'm sure she's a fantastic gamer and she's appropriate for the show. It's just the circumstances are a little bit sus.
They are, and they've been made more sus by the Good Game forums, which Junglist used his official ABC, I'm on the ABC kind of permission login thingy, to post what he could refer to as a truth bomb.
A truth bomb.
Which I would call an angry bomb.
Right.
And now I like the idea of an angry bomb.
Oh, okay, go with that.
Yeah, he basically posted saying exactly what had happened and exactly why he had been evicted, which was the evicted.
That's good.
Like he was in the Big Brother house, but anyway, basically that he was replaced because they wanted a mass appeal was the word.
Yeah, that's right. They're releasing a new show on ABC3, which is specifically a gaming show for kids. Which is fine. That's good. That's what ABC3 is about. But
am I the only one who kind of thinks Good Game is a game? Never mind. Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, unfortunately, when he posted all the stuff on the Good Game forums to actually say his side of the story, obviously the other people involved in Good Game wrote back, and now it's just become this wonderful big. I can't swear, can I?
You can try not to.
No, okay. This mess.
And a poo fight. It has been a poo fight.
There we go. And it's all gotten a little bit messy. I think it's frustrating because realistically there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, look, the people that post on the communities of Good Game and all these things, all these websites out there, they tend to be the minority. There's no way you're going to get Junglist put back on the show. In fact, I doubt he would want to be back on the show. I see all these Save Junglist websites, and they're fantastic and it's really good, but I don't think Junglist wants to be saved at this point.
Yeah, I would think you would. I wonder if he has a choice. Like, if they get enough Facebook people joining the group, does he just have to go back?
Yes.
Because that would be kind of cool.
There's a certain number, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a democracy. We get to vote anyone into any job that we want to.
Yeah. But I do wonder, would that happen with Game Damage if we got picked up by ABC3?
Possibly.
Oh, look, fantastic show, but unfortunately you're going to have to get rid of the really angry, abusive guy on the ride.
Yeah, we don't like that
Replace him with
British
this
guy.
girl, but just give her a hat. No one will notice.
Because I think we can all agree that if anyone on Game Damage is going to be replaced, it's going to be Artsy.
All right, let's move on to some other topics. Actually, no, I do actually just want to say thank you all for coming and seeing the podcast. This is the very last event on the main stage on the Saturday, so thank you. It's a lovely turnout we've got here. Can I just get like a bit of noise from everyone just to prove that you're all actually here? Fantastic. That sounds really
good.
impressive.
That sounds good.
It's good.
That was 3 people. Nice work.
I'd also like to just let you know this isn't really going to work for anyone that listens to this podcast in a couple of days' time. But later on tonight, there is a gaming meetup at Kingpin over in Crown Casino. Actually, another raise of hands. How many people are you actually going? There's a lot of people going.
We are apparently preaching to the choir right here.
Just so you know, I only booked this place for 50 people. So,
that was naive. Our Brisbane Gamer meetup had like 140.
I didn't.
With 35 bookings. That was fun.
I didn't actually even really plan it properly or anything. Look, it doesn't matter. We'll take it. We'll go
That'll
there.
be
We'll
fun.
take over. It'll all be fine. But yeah, for anyone that's listening to this on the internet, sorry. But yeah, excellent, fantastic. All right, we'll see you all there. So, what's the next topic that we're going to talk about?
I wanted to talk about movies on the PSP because I wanted to get rid of it.
Yes.
I actually had a massive nerd fest the other day, and I went to Blockbuster Video, and I bought myself Serenity, which I now own on UMD, DVD, and Blu-ray, which I think is I thought an achievement would unlock just for that, but it turns out that's not how life works.
Right.
But I also bought Star Trek, and I noticed something on the Star Trek Blu-ray disc. There's a third disc, and that third disc contains a digital copy that you can put on your iPhone and so on.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm actually getting to a point here, which was that I noticed that reminded me that a year ago, almost exactly a year ago now, Sony promised that every Blu-ray that shipped would come with a free version for PSP. And you can look that up if you want. Go and Google it, and you'll find the announcement that every Blu-ray will include a version for PSP. And I noticed from looking at the Blu-ray for Star Trek, the only thing it was not compatible with was the PSP.
Right. I see. I just put that down to the fact that no one gives a crap about watching movies on a PSP.
I just thought it was interesting that it's so incompatible, and it made me think, like, there was this announcement that this would be happening and this would be, the future of entertainment, blah, 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 and nothing happened. Is there any sort of accountability, or can companies simply promise things and not deliver?
Sony don't do that. And we're allowed to bag them out because they're not here.
No, actually, but if we're going to start bagging people out for not being here, we'll have a kind of an interesting list.
Actually, you know what? We're going to jump into that. We'll talk a little bit about eGames. We've been to every eGames since the very beginning. The very first one, which is about 4 years ago. This one is at a very different venue, the Royal Exhibition Centre. Is that right? It's interesting. There's a video game and digital entertainment expo in a building that was built when there was no video games or digital entertainment. And it's very grand and architectural, and I feel,
There's the Sistine Chapel happening in the middle section there. That's really nice.
It's lovely. It's beautiful. But unfortunately, Nintendo and Sony and Activision and EA haven't attended.
It's not really a reflection on the expo itself. It may seem it, but with the global economic crisis and all of that kind of stuff, a lot of the companies have basically scaled down their marketing budgets, and a few of them have opted that if they can't go big, they'll go home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess another one, playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, think about it, if you're Nintendo, would you rather go to a gaming expo where there's a whole bunch of gamers that already know about your games, have already pre-ordered half of your games, and know exactly which ones they are or aren't going to get, or would you go to a health and lifestyle show and show off the Wii Fit and things like that, and actually convince a new market to actually buy the game? So that's my thoughts as to why a lot of these publishers aren't here.
You do seem to go with the assumption, though, that there's only one expo allowed per year, that they have an allotment of expos.
No, I know that, but without a doubt, the eGames Expo is the biggest gaming-specific expo, which the digital lifestyle show has grown out of anyway, sort of thing. So
yes, but that's not really my point at all. No, my point is that there are multiple expos they can go to, and a gaming one seems like an obvious choice. But anyway, we're getting bogged down here. So
Yeah,
so
let's talk about some of the other cool things at the eGames Expo. In fact, I'd love anyone to actually shout out. I was going to say one at a time, but that's not really going to work. Anything in particular that you did or have liked about the eGames Expo or you've seen? Personally, I actually, the avatar on the TV, the
on
3D,
a 3D
avatar
TV.
that you can't buy, which, I mean, that's great. That's like having one of those sticks with like the lolly hanging out the front. You're running after it. So
It's kind of like being at a strip club. Lots, awesome things to look at that you can't have.
But anything else in particular that stands out to anyone here? Just yell. What? The lobby? The lobby? Out there?
What's the lobby?
It's lovely and everything, but the lobby TV, the show which is happening up on the main stage, I think we're on that tomorrow.
We are, yeah. We're
okay, all right. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Fantastic.
Yeah, so look out for that.
Anything else?
Anything that's not completely self-serving.
A candy cane?
Oh. Are you just trying to get attention,
have you
or was
even
that
walked
the thing?
around?
Okay, someone's holding up a candy cane.
Actually, I'll say something.
I
I do like the whole eGames Masters side of things. I think it's really good that they're putting a bit more of a focus on the competitive side of gaming, the pro gaming side of things, and they've actually done a lot of qualifiers to get to this point. I think it's great because last year they had nothing, which was really disappointing to a lot of pro gamers.
Indeed. What is everybody else's favourite thing? What have you seen here that you've really liked?
Some guys making...
There's a 74 grand sound system in the digital lifestyle area. That's pretty cool.
Anything. Rock Band. Rock Band.
Speaking of Rock Band, by the way, just to go on a bit of a tangent, which is unusual for us.
Yeah.
I've been playing Rock Band on the on the iPhone. The iPhone version of Rock Band just came out recently, and it actually quite rocks. I've been very much enjoying it.
Can't rock out.
Yes. Apparently you can, and it actually works really well. I've been having fun, and I did do a review of it, and I put it up, and I had in that a challenge to people to
if they can look cool while playing Rock Band on an iPhone.
No,
I would challenge you to do that. No.
Well, I want people who are coming, and anyone who actually has the opportunity. I think who here has an iPhone? That's actually less than I would have expected, to be honest. But who here has an iPhone and has Rock Band on the iPhone?
One.
Okay, who here has an iPhone, has Rock Band on the iPhone, and is coming to the Gamers Meet tonight? All right, the rest of you have a responsibility to buy it before tonight. All right, so...
Why? Because you can play it together? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good, because I had this image of like 4 people sitting on an iPhone.
Yeah, just saying what songs they like.
Oh no, 3 people tapping at one guy yelling at it.
No, you don't yell, you just tap for the vocals. That bit's lame. I don't like that at all.
Okay, alright. Whatever. Well, okay, let's talk about Modern Warfare 2, this tiny little game that some of you may have heard of. It's coming out November 20th? 10.
Who is looking forward to Modern Warfare 2? You are all terrorist sympathizers and you're part of the problem. Oh, I'm getting a woohoo from that, yeah.
Good. So the issue basically is that a group, what's the name?
The Council for Being Pretentious Wanky
Christians.
Bastards.
There we go.
The CPWB.
They basically saw a leaked level that went online, which was showing them going through you play as terrorists, and you basically have to kill the civilians. Or no, you can kill civilians.
Yeah, I never did find out whether you must kill them or you can. Because if you just can, there's a lot of games where you can kill people. Do you
have to kill the civilians?
Yeah, there's a screen that comes up at the start of the whole scene that says it could be disturbing and traumatic, and you can skip the whole scene.
That seems sensible.
That seems reasonable, but that's not the point. We want to assume that you want to see the horrible, deplorable violence because we're young and we need,
violence and gore and
this is not high school.
We can't hear you. You don't have a microphone?
One thing I read, apparently, is that you don't play as a terrorist, you play as a good character who's undercover in the terrorist ring.
Okay, so you play as an undercover guy infiltrating the terrorists that kill civilians.
Yeah, well, as part of your...
still just as messed
as part of your attempt to infiltrate this group, you have to act like a terrorist, and part of doing that is killing civilians, because otherwise not
so
a terrorist.
if you don't kill the civilians, do the terrorists kill you? No.
I'm not sure. We haven't played it, and a lot of this is just based on footage, so it's hard to tell what the actual gameplay requirements are.
Exactly.
But it's still not enough to go wildly speculating and making moral decisions, is it?
You would think.
So basically they're saying that regardless of the fact that it's MA rated and it's not considered suitable for children in the first place, it should be banned. And it should be reclassified on the basis of this.
See, here's the thing. It's already been classified MA. The classification board in Australia, which we all know and love, have already said this is an MA rated game. So this group has watched this level and gone, they need to change their decisions. They're not right.
I believe it's
right.
the Council for Media and Children, or Council for Protection of Media and Children.
Sounds right. It sounds lovely.
It's something like that. I've often wondered, a lot of these family values kind of groups, I've often wondered how often family is a euphemism for Christian. Does anyone else find that? These groups, these family groups are almost invariably religious groups. So, you bunch of thing. This is getting difficult now as I begin to care. So they're basically calling for it to be reclassified. Whether it actually will be or not, even whether it'll be reassessed.
It's more about how much I think it gets picked up by the main mass media. It was on the front page of one of the newspapers the other day as well, which, it's nice that, when games do get front page headlines, that's the kind of headlines they get.
It's also nice. I didn't actually read I didn't know it was on the front of a paper, or it would have been interesting to read it, but I wonder how well it'll be reported too, because a lot of the time the context of that kind of thing is missed, and instead you just get an article saying how it trains
the children.
Well, and how it trains you to be a terrorist, and that this game is being used to recruit for Al-Qaeda.
I'd love to play a game that teaches you how to be a terrorist. I've
always liked the impression that people get from, video games are so realistic that they train you to be a killer. Like, have you ever actually fired a gun? It's not. Right mouse doesn't do it. It doesn't work.
I have fired a gun. I fired a shotgun once, and I bruised my arm so badly I couldn't move it for a week. That wasn't like it. That would be a really boring game to play.
Just getting punched in the arm.
Yeah. Bang! Ow! Okay, I'll play next week.
I'm going back to Tetris.
Sorry, we went the last expo we went to our booth, which is over there. We thought, we're a gaming website and we've got a booth at an expo, and I mean we have no products and we barely offer a service. So we had a CRT, crappy TV, Super Nintendo, and a Mega Drive with Tetris. Now seriously, listen to the Tetris music for 3 days solid, and it will drive you crazy. So don't ever mention Tetris to me ever again.
Okay, done. I wanted to talk about some upcoming things on the PlayStation Store and some stuff that's just come around. Who has a PlayStation 3? Only about a year ago, if we'd said the same thing, we would have gotten a lot less people.
Yeah.
Who has a 360?
About the same. Who has a PSP? I'm just curious. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Right. I just want to start naming consoles now.
Who's got a DS?
Curiosity.
Who ever owned a Virtual Boy?
Oh,
you're lying. That's rubbish. Are you serious?
Who has 2 DSs or more? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I was going to go somewhere with that. Oh, yeah, I was. A PlayStation Store, yesterday we had Ratchet and Clank demo, Crack in Time. 2 different demos. It's actually, I think, coming 3 or 4 demos, which is kind of cool. Different places, different environments. Okay. And apparently they're not just dumping a bunch of the content for the game as demos. They're doing some interesting things with it.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to giving that a play myself. I had heard that this week, and I hoped it was yesterday, but it turns out it's coming next, is a demo of God of War 3.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, apparently so. It is today.
It comes out today.
Everyone's
still here. I'm well impressed.
It's out? Okay. Who's actually given that a go? Who's actually downloaded that?
Anyone? They're all here.
So what do you think?
It's awesome. Jay says it's awesome. Hi.
Because the issue with video game violence isn't bad enough without things like God of War 3. That's going to be so horrendously, awesomely violent.
No, okay. The Call of Duty thing is because you're killing civilians sort of thing. And the Left 4 Dead thing is because, they're infected people. Actually, I wonder, with that Left 4 Dead classification, do you think it'd be okay if you shot them and dismembered them and their heads came flying off, but if it was green blood instead of red, would that be okay? If they're not human, is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay if they're not human, which is why Gears of War got away with so much, because the enemies in that weren't human. You could chainsaw them
They
up.
were really not human, though. That's.
Yeah, I know, but they were still humanoid, and there's a degree of sort of racism there.
They have to be not human or Nazi sort of thing. It's pretty much
Nazis,
the only thing you
that's
get away
right.
with.
They're not
Yeah,
human.
Right. Cool. Is there anything else that we have to talk about? We are running out of things here.
We are actually talking too fast. We should probably meander and ramble more.
Yes, as per usual. Actually, you know what? Because it's a lovely gimmicky thing to do, Rockstar gave us some shirts. Who wants the free stuff?
What?
Why did you not put your hands up? Who didn't put their hands up then? I'd be tempted to give them a shirt. Okay. Do we have any particularly arbitrary? He's not talking. Oh, it's just me. Hi. I'm Yago. Don't have anyone to bounce off anymore, and I can't do any punchline humor. Okay. There's just some random reasons to throw out shirts.
My mic died. I ran out of battery. Whoa, I sound totally different.
Have you eaten helium or something? Or do we have?
It is a bit. Whoa!
Do we have any arbitrary rules to give these away? Can we do a competition or a prize or like a you can only win this if?
Okay, can I do a trivia
really
question?
Weird.
What?
You can't hear Matt at all. They can't hear Matt at all. 1 second, says the man with the chest hair.
Okay, does that mic work? Because
No,
I can hear
to me up here, he sounds like he's just like one of those kids at parties that's had like.
Hi. I like this one. It makes me sound like
a man.
A man.
Yeah, that's right. Laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to ask a trivia question.
Okay.
What series was the first Devil May Cry originally going to be?
That guy's waving his finger around. What? Resident Evil?
It was originally going to be Resident Evil 4.
Here we go. Have a small. That's okay. That's all we got. Seriously, that's all we've got left. All right, another question.
Does everyone know the author Orson Scott Card? Is everyone a huge fan of homophobia? Because that's kind of what he does. Aside from homophobia that he's recently been tarred with quite substantially, he wrote a very famous dialogue in a game. Can anyone name it?
Jay's out of it.
Jay. We have at the back
in the
there.
hat. Did you say Duke Nukem?
I think he said Duke Nukem.
Is that all right? I actually don't know what you said, so.
Anyone else? No one can answer. It's a T-shirt for me.
What? Hail to the King?
That's thrilling, but no. I thought he was just hailing me. I thought he was just like, that guy is awesome.
I'm sorry, I don't even know what your question was,
The question was, Orson Scott Card wrote a very famous dialogue in a game. What was it? The answer being the Monkey Island comic insult, sword fight.
Oh, okay, alright. What a shitty question.
I hate you.
Crappy question.
Your question.
Terrible
now.
question.
Your question. You do a question.
Hold on. They're shooting us out. Okay. How many versions of Grand Theft Auto have there been, including the spin-offs?
Yeah, plenty.
I hope you know the answer to this one, because I
don't.
Remember. We screwed it up last time.
Yeah, we did.
Think about this. I'm going with the guy in the red shirt waving his arm around. Well, it's a guess. I don't know the answer either.
11?
Hold on.
Remember how my question was bad? I knew the answer to my question.
Does anyone actually know, or think they really do know, not just guessing? 9.
God,
no,
this is atrocious.
Okay,
dude.
you ask a
Seriously.
question. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't ask a question I don't know the answer to. So I don't know.
I get it.
I'm out of questions.
No, you had one question.
That was it.
Have you
got any
didn't
other
know the answer to your own one question.
No, I know.
I say throw.
Just who wants the shirt? We'll come and get it off with it. Wow, what a rush. Okay, well look, I think we're going to wrap it up because we're being asked to leave by God.
Yeah.
Which is usually a pretty good indication that we need to leave. Just quickly, fantastic. We'll see most of you there at Kingpin tonight. Thank you, everyone, for actually watching us at eGames. Lastly, as well, just anyone there's been a lot of people that have asked us about the video game bar that we're putting together up in Brisbane. It has been delayed. We did say it was going to open in September. May have noticed that didn't happen, or you may not have because we're in Melbourne. But Australia's first video game bar will be opening up mid-January.
Okay, for a start, I just have to say that I have no involvement in this bar, and why are you wasting my podcast time with your bar? Secondly, I would like to say, it's not the first video games bar.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Console video game bar.
Oh, if you want to get more specific, if that was opened on a Thursday, you can't just keep clarifying.
Just let me have my moments.
Whatever. All right, well, we will see you guys tonight.
We'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Yug.
Everyone has to buy Yug a drink tonight.
Yeah, I'm broke.